Hey, welcome to a new episode of Homorazzi. Summer is over, unfortunately.
No,
Big
it's
sad days.
not over yet.
Pretty
It's
much.
beautiful outside.
It's September. It makes me feel like back to school shopping, sweaters.
We don't go back to school or shop for back to school.
You may shop in the back to school section.
How old is your new boyfriend? Just kidding. No, but what's new with everybody? Summer has almost kind of wrapped up, so let's talk about what everyone's been up to.
Oh, I moved this weekend. I had that move from hell. I'm never moving. I've moved 3 times this year already. So
Evicted 3 times.
evicted
Wow.
3 times. I need to stop inviting you over.
So why was this one the worst?
This everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. The apartment was dirty. The landlord was disorganized. They gave me the wrong U-Haul. It was terrible. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Tommy, how are you?
I'm broken. I'm completely busted. I don't even know where I've been all of August. It's just been like crazy. I'm just nursing a circuit cough. My limbs are all like, I feel like the Tin Man. I need an oil can. It's just all
I guess I'm the rugged one of the group, so I've been at my cabin most of the summer.
Well, I was there with
glamping.
You were. It was not. It's not glamorous. There's an outhouse and everything. We do it hardcore. So. And Donovan stays at home for the exact same reason.
Good.
No, it was great. I went up. I do it 2 weekends. One time with the gay guys and one time with the straight friends, and it was great. Don't mix and match and have a good time up there.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, let's talk about gossip, though. Let's move away from us. Okay.
The only thing I can remember that happened in August was Prince Harry at his Vegas trip.
Yes.
Okay, I want to talk about this because it kind of really annoyed me. Everyone was like, he's got naked pictures on. No, they weren't.
Well, he was naked, but they weren't really naked pictures.
His hand was covering his business.
The picture's like this
and
big.
It's this, and and they put a star over his
But
ass.
it was such a big deal because he's royal family.
Yeah.
That
But
was why
that's
it was
not even
such
a big deal. If you're gonna make it a big deal, like I want to see the royal jewels. Like
Right.
seriously.
Well, apparently there was a video being shopped around as well, too, but that hasn't come out yet.
No one will
It will
dare.
not.
I know,
We're talking
they
about
will
the
be-
queen.
no
The
one
queen's just
will
going to
dare.
take off her necklace and be like,
She'll be
"Here,
like off with his
paying
head.
for it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly.
I mean, I love when royals get all messy.
Yeah.
Messy.
But don't you?
Someone took a picture and he's covering
No,
himself.
he
That's
was
so
pretty
sad.
mangled though when he was there, right?
I think he needed something. His brother got all the attention, last year, or was it this year? But
Last year.
Yeah, last year. So, it's his time to
shine.
To shine.
Well, did his girlfriend dump him over this? Something
Yes.
about like
Yeah.
her being so
Embarrassed.
Yeah, embarrassed. So she's-
So British to be like, oh, you got naked in a picture? Sorry, we can't be together.
I know.
Try to find somebody in Vancouver who hasn't been naked in a picture.
Oh, you were naked this weekend when we were playing a drinking game, pretty much.
I totally fell into
He's
that.
wearing a white shirt. And then sad news, something that recently happened was Michael Clark Duncan, the big, gentle giant from
The Green Mile.
the Green Mile.
You can say big black guy. I know you're avoiding saying it. That's not a bad thing
you
to
see
say.
my lips
Yeah,
with
you
the
stopped.
big-
I'm like, you know what you're trying to say.
Anyways, the actor from the Green Mile passed away. Sure.
The big black guy actor
The big
from
black
the Green
guy
Mile.
from the Green
Yes.
Mile passed away of a heart attack, which was really, really sad and totally unexpected. He was in one of my favorite movies that nobody ever saw. Have you ever seen Debs?
No.
Is it like about
No.
debutantes?
Yeah, it's about debutantes, but they're spies. It's amazing. And
Is
you
it
need
trash?
to see it.
Is
Huh?
it like white chicks trash? Or?
No, it's decent.
Okay.
It's pretty decent.
Huh.
Yeah. And that's
mind.
that's how I remember him. He was so good in that.
And Armageddon. He was in Armageddon and a
I
couple
haven't
of
seen
action
Oh
movies and
yeah,
things like that, right?
yeah. I remember him that.
And the last one is Quickie Nicki Minaj.
Why do you call her Quickie Nicki?
Just because I think it's funny. Don't you think it's funny?
Not really, no.
Did you make it up?
Yeah.
just like your okay Beyonce.
Okay, Beyonce.
Beyonce is
Beyonce. Don't even
Okay.
jump on that one. Anyways, Nicki Minaj released a little rap ditty saying that she's Republican.
She says, I'm a Republican voting for Mitt Romney, you lazy bitches, is f***ing up the economy.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
How do we feel? How do we feel?
Okay,
about
well, I think everybody was really confused because she went on record as saying that, she was in support of Obama's healthcare.
Yeah.
Not
So
true.
being in
She said Obama's healthcare could go further, which you would assume that means she's pro it, but she's just
Yes.
saying, well, she's not saying she's for it, she's saying it
well,
should go
that's
further.
that's super confusing, saying she's pro Obama's healthcare and then saying
Voting Mitt
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but there's Republicans who believe in abortion. It's not mutually exclusive. She's straight up saying,
Okay, but the
I'm
other
pro
thing,
Mitt
the other thing
Romney.
is it's Nicki Minaj politically endorsing somebody.
I mean,
Like,
let's just be honest here. Nicki Minaj is not going to vote. She's going to forget, and then that's that.
The next artist that I want to talk about is becoming this big worldwide phenomenon, and some of you do not want to hear about it.
All
but
of us.
before we get to that, we'll take a quick break. All right, so Psy from Korea, I think that's how you pronounce it.
I don't know, I'm not
His
Korean.
song is Open Condom Style, otherwise, so that's what it sounds like, but it's
Yeah.
actually Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
And it has now over 100 million views, and it is literally like taking over.
Well,
the
clearly
most
there's no
viral-
accounting for taste,
Yeah.
right?
Just because it's, a different style, different
It's
culture.
K-pop.
It's
Stupid.
yeah.
No, it's K-pop.
It's
They
amazing.
take it seriously in Korea.
It's so dumb.
It's dumb to you
It's
because
not
we're
even
North
good.
American.
No, it's not even good K-pop
It's not
like
good
to
to
anyone
us.
or anything.
No,
Like,
it is.
No.
Okay,
No.
you're Korean now. No,
Yeah, I am.
It's Korea. You can
have an opinion on it.
Korea, this
No,
is like
seriously, don't
this
bite
is
my face
real
off.
K-pop
How do
in
you know?
Korea.
How is that real? There's like explosions of pseudo cum
He
face
is
shots.
pretending
and
to
goddamn-
ride
Yeah,
a horse, and everyone is gagging over it. That is stupid.
It's so
Everybody is
funny.
getting
I
it
don't
here
like it.
because it's funny to us, but over
Yeah.
there it's actually popular, and he's actually a legit
And
artist.
this is another thing. He is going to be performing at the VMAs, and
is
he's
the
also.
Well, I've watched them
okay,
so
yeah.
often in the past.
And he's
years.
going to, and he's just got signed with Scooter Braun, which is Justin Bieber.
I think the
basically,
VMA
who
thing
Mariah
is
Carey is
super
signed with, who
confusing.
Jennifer Lopez is signed with. So it's.
I'm sure he'll
it's
make the
pretty good.
money. That doesn't mean he's good. I liken this to William Hung.
That's
Not just because
exactly
they're
what I
Asian,
was thinking
but if
of.
people watch it because it's ridiculous, and most people are laughing at it, not with it or appreciating it for the
stupid.
talent.
Okay,
That's what I say.
and I agree, and that's why I'm confused about the VMA thing and the new label signing thing. I don't understand
Because
that.
it'll
I-
make money.
But Nick, he's a real artist.
He is in
Korea.
Korea. I was saying you think it's stupid because we're North American,
No,
but
I-
in Korea he's a legit artist. They have a completely different culture.
Totally.
That's
I
all
actually
was
watched.
saying.
I actually watched and wrote about one of the performances that he did in Korea, and people were going crazy,
They go
and they're doing all the
crazy
dance
over him.
moves, and it's like it's.
I don't know
huge.
why he has a new North American label. I don't know why he's performing on the VMAs. Like he should just stick to being YouTube sensation.
I'm sure this is what people
anyways.
said about Macarena, who lived in God knows what, like Nicaragua, when they saw that come up here, and we're like,
That's true.
this is what they're wasting their time on.
That's true. Yes.
Well, anyway, speaking of Scooter Braun, who I was talking about, also related is Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yes.
And she has a new album coming out, Kiss, which is like highly anticipated. And I actually heard a preview of it, and it's so good.
Oh, good. I
It's
haven't
so
gone- I haven't
good.
gone
I
through
was
the
scared too.
preview.
I mean, I knew it was going to be good, but like it's actually really good. And I don't want to sound like a 14-year-old girl, but I actually think it might be one of my favorite albums this year. Like from what I heard it, like all the previews front to back. Shut up, Gangnam Style, Carly Rae Jepsen.
I know you
it's
were
happening.
just racking it today.
Anybody out there who's
Her album cover is really cute too. The
She
whole
looks
thing.
really-
She looks
I-
really good.
I just love her. She's like
Yeah.
our good BC girl,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's doing really well. And it just, I know she's been kind of at it for a few years, and then finally just with Call Me Maybe.
Yeah.
Like I still really like that song. I still
Yeah,
sing
I
along.
still-
There are
It's good.
There are also some unexpected ones on there. There are like a couple dance
Curious
tracks on
is
it. There's
great.
Tonight I'm Getting Over You is
you guys know all of
produced by Max Martin, who did a lot of stuff with Britney and
Yeah.
countless other people. But it's a dance track. It's kind of a surprise. I was not expecting.
Yeah,
her
I'm
to-
curious to see because she started off kind of doing the folky thing, and then she did kind of somewhere between folk and dance.
Yeah.
So going full on dance on some of her tracks. is
Did you like the Owl City one? She
No.
did?
No, I don't really like that
And
song.
but I don't think
No.
that's because I don't think that's her song. 'Cause
No.
it's
It's
featuring, right?
Does anyone
Yeah.
else notice how that is it Owl City or whatever?
That's
he really
kind of-
enunciates all of his words, and it drives me.
Give us an example.
I can't even do it. It just drives me nuts.
Well, that's all there is about music, and I have to preface this by saying there is literally nothing coming out in movies right now because we're pre-Oscar season. So a couple of things that are coming out is House at the End of the Street, which has Jennifer Lawrence in it. So, I mean, I think anything that has Jennifer Lawrence in it, people are going to give a chance. I'm a huge horror fan, but it hasn't gotten that much publicity. Comes out
Won't it be
September
rated too
21st.
high for most Hunger Games fans, though? Or what is this? Because all her fans are mostly young.
Yeah.
Most of her
And
fans are
this
young,
seems
yeah.
pretty hoary.
Yeah.
In that,
Well,
hoary.
before we get any further, let's take a quick look at the trailer, and you guys can judge for yourselves.
Deal.
What are you doing? Alyssa!
I really don't think that young people that saw Hunger Games are not going to be allowed to see this movie.
Okay.
I have no idea what this
I think
how
most
ratings work.
I think
anyway.
most teenagers go out to see horror films and everything like that. It's not like this is an 18A film.
Okay, give us a rundown of what the film is. He hasn't.
Well, it's a remake, right? The House at the End of the Street is like an old film,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it's
great.
yeah, it's just based on like it's that kid who lives at the end of the street and what's going on. Is it typical the people who live
And
under the
Elizabeth
stairs?
Shue plays her mother, and there was a murder next
She
door.
was great in the babysitting. Is it the
Adventures in
Adventures in
Babysitting.
Babysitting.
Yes.
Yes. Another movie that has zero publicity that comes out 6th, 7th, it started at Sundance, is this movie Bachelorette. I mean, Adam's seen it, but before we talk about it, let's go to a clip.
You two know each other from
High school.
since I was your age. All right, I'm gonna go sit down.
Becky and Dale.
Look at these people. It's like a Jane Austen novel on crack.
Yo, Becky! Say what? You getting married?
Came out in Sundance,
Okay.
and specially selected people have seen it, downloaded it, and it's actually hilarious. It's got huge, funny names. So Kirsten Dunst, which love her or hate her.
Love.
Okay, good. It's got who's the big girl that we love?
Oh.
Rumor.
No, not Rumor.
We know it.
She's
We'll have to
the one
cheat.
from
Rebel
Bridesmaids.
Wilson.
Rebel Wilson, yes.
Rebel
Oh,
Wilson.
the one from the music
Okay.
one with them. She's like, oh,
Yeah, here's the thing. We need to all learn her name because she
She's
is
Melissa
good
McCarthy.
enough. She is good
Yes,
enough to learn
yes.
her name. Rebel Wilson.
Yes.
There we go.
And then Ela, you know these names. I can't even
Isla
pronounce them.
Fisher.
Isla Fisher.
And,
our favorite girl, Lizzie Kaplan.
Lizzie
from
Kaplan from Mean Girls.
Genesee and Dyke.
I wouldn't say she's my favorite.
Oh, I love her so much. She's in a lot of little TV shows.
I
and
like
stuff.
everything she does
So,
as well.
this movie is basically Bridesmaids meets Mean Girls. And it's the Mean Girls grow up and then they become bridesmaids and they're disasters and they do a bunch of coke and then they have to like fix their night after they do all these drugs. It's hilarious. It's not non-stop laughter and it's a little bit like we're 30, what are we doing with our lives? So it's kind of like a look back. So there are serious moments, but it's really well done and they're all type A bitches and they're hilarious. So
I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah, I'm in.
Good.
Yeah.
I think you should watch it.
Date night.
Maybe.
I mean, there are some,
After we get over a K-pop fight.
there are some other movies coming out this month, but those are the only two that we kind of agreed on.
We
that
are
would-
pre-Oscar
yeah.
season. We have a lot to talk about in the next couple
October
months, I'm
is
sure.
jam-packed
Yeah.
with movies that I definitely want to see.
Absolutely.
But we'll talk about TV next, but before we get to that, we'll take a quick break. Welcome back. Now we were going to move on to television, and
Yes.
Adam has a few shows that he really wants to talk about.
One that I'm kind of the least excited about, which is unfortunate because it's the new gay show,
Right.
is The New Normal. Yeah. It's starring like a couple names that aren't huge. The biggest one you might get is Andrew Rannells. I never pronounce it right. It's weirdly spelled. Super gay face, but plays gay accurately as he's out and proud very well. So he's from the Book of Mormon. He's from Girls, which we've talked about before, and he plays clearly the bottom in this show. And he's hilarious and also femmy and also worried about stains on his carpets and all this kind of stuff. His boyfriend is the married guy from The Hangover that no one knows and he's not important, but he is really cute and he plays the top. And then Nene Leakes is in it, which is such a let's just throw a name in here just
That
to
was
have something.
random.
I give it
was
5
random.
episodes.
Wait, Nene Leakes is like a character in it?
She's the
a
secretary
character.
of one of the guys. Yeah. So the whole premise is they adopt. They're trying to have a surrogate. So the surrogate moves in with them, and she's some little country blonde girl. Blah 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 blah. There's like a racist character. There's
Her mother.
yeah, sassy Nene. There's the bottom. There's the top. There's their dog. I don't know. It's fine. I've seen the first episode. Nothing that great. I'm hoping they fix it once people put in their reviews of the pilot.
Yeah, I know. Now with all the TV shows coming out, it's going to be interesting who falls off first.
Yeah.
You give it 5 episodes.
Ooh, I don't even know if it'll make it 5 episodes. The Million Mom March or whatever, who hates Ellen, they had this huge protest and tried to get this off before it even started because this isn't my normal or whatever.
Isn't this by the same guy who's done Glee, right?
Is it Ryan Murphy?
Ryan Murphy.
It's Ryan Murphy.
I can't stand Ryan Murphy and anything gay. I think he is one of the one of the worst representations of
cliche, or
it's always either like the super fag or like the self-loathing gay who hates being gay. Like I hate any kind of gay character he puts out. It drives me crazy. And not only that, his shows are good for one season,
Yeah, they go
and then they
downhill.
go down the toilet.
But they have like a splash, like they make a hit and get attention.
yeah, but
so.
let's face it. Now his shows are getting attention because of the whole Glee thing. I mean, American Horror Story was incredible, but it ended so badly.
It ended very
It was
badly.
one of the worst endings to a season I've ever seen. And the gay characters on that show, one of them was a wiener,
Yeah.
and the other one was a stupid whore who didn't want to stay with his, like, it was awful.
A gym bunny. Exactly.
Hate.
Okay.
Next.
Opinions. So the other one we might talk about, we'll stick on comedies. This one's called The Mindy Project. So the main character and producer, not writer, is Mindy Kaling, and she is the South Asian actress from The Office, and she plays Kelly, and she's a hilarious gossip in the back. You know who she is.
Yeah.
The trailer for this is awesome, so let's check it out. If you haven't
Okay.
seen it, let's take a look.
It's funny.
Except I can ride a bike. I can ride a bike.
Yeah, with training wheels.
May I say you look great?
Sorry, Danny. I didn't have time to get dolled up for you. Because I was kind of busy freeing myself from wrongful imprisonment.
Wrongful, my God. You think they'll ever catch the real drunk girl who fell into the pool?
That's hilarious. But I guess it's not hilarious when you get arrested for assault at a Bruce Springsteen concert.
So, and I wrote about this. This is one of the most accurate portrayals of what a TV show will be by its trailer. Admittedly, it's a longer trailer if you see the full one, but it does a very good job of telling you what you're getting in store
Yeah,
for.
I
And
agree.
she knows she's overweight. She knows she's not like the prettiest girl, but she's smart. She can get what she wants. She's kind of a little slutty. It's like an accurate thing of what 30-year-old girls are
I
probably
found that
like.
she was a little bit like her character on The Office, no?
in like an airy kind of idiot way,
Yeah.
but she is smart in this one. So
Okay.
there is that different side.
And this is on Fox?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah,
Fox.
it's
I'm
gonna be
so
on
much
Fox.
more excited for this one.
It
Yeah,
is,
This one
and I've seen this one too. Just in the know. And this one is better than the first we talked
Okay,
about for
good
sure.
to know.
The new. The other one that I just saw, and I'm gonna break some people's hearts, is Revolution, and it sucks.
Yeah! I have no desire
sorry.
to watch it!
Oh my god.
Okay, before you get into that, let's quickly take a look at this so we know what we're talking about.
The hell is going on?
I just saw this today.
You
it's
did.
so bad. It is
Okay.
Jericho, which I don't think any of you ever saw,
No,
but it's
I
like
saw
a
a couple
post-revolutionary
episodes,
thing. Meets, what's that?
Terra Nova?
Terra Nova. It is
That show
exactly
was
Terra
awful.
Nova.
I know, yeah.
I actually liked Terra Nova, but then it ended. So if this is not going to be any
I
better than
like
that,
Terra Nova.
it was good.
He loved Terra Nova. Okay, my thing is, what happened to J.J. Abrams?
I know.
He was so on top of his game,
And you know who they
and
kept
then he
was-
did Alcatraz,
Yeah,
which was the same thing every single episode, and then it got
I
canceled,
also
and now
liked
he's doing
Alcatraz.
this. I liked Alcatraz for like 2 episodes, and then they kept
Transformation.
doing the same thing every single time.
And that's what this is. This is okay. Quick premise: there's no lights. Every electric thing in the world is shut down.
There's no
15
power,
No power.
period, yeah.
15 years later, how is the world? It's got nothing
sounds
of value.
great.
You know who it has is. God, how to pronounce it? Giancarlo Esposito, which is the bad guy from Breaking Bad.
And from Once Upon a Time.
Gus is in this. So he plays a bad guy
really
in this.
good.
So there's that. And Juliet from Lost, which is, I don't know her real name, the blonde girl.
She's
one
really
of my
cool.
favorite
Yeah,
actresses
she's
from
awesome.
that show. But,
It's just bad.
oh, sorry, I won't ruin, I'll kill it. She dies in the first 10 seconds. She's not even in this. Sorry, I'm like, don't watch this for her. She dies in 10 seconds. So I won't even pretend like the show is worth it to see
I
her.
like Juliet. I'm not watching it anymore.
No, it's bad. It's gonna be the same thing day after day. Like, oh, they have horses now, and the world's so bad. I'm like, you can't fix the world in 15 years. Like, they couldn't even make a new.
Yeah.
Like, there's no windmills.
I can't
or
believe they
anything.
went back to swords and stuff.
Oh,
too.
it's retarded. It's ridiculous.
Okay, good. I'm not even
Sorry.
gonna
It's
bother.
a total waste.
Good.
So,
And-
like, just to like recap, we have awful movies coming out,
Yeah.
terrible television, and no music. Great.
it's been a fantastic
Great month
Great
in
month.
August.
Well, one television show that we have been watching all summer, which is Big Brother. I don't know if you've been watching it.
I have not.
Oh, you
have not
break
either.
the
It's
chain.
okay.
I don't watch it. I don't really know what it's about. I've slowly been getting
the characters.
Yeah.
and,
caught up
yeah.
on it through
Me too.
through somebody. Just for the reason that I think I'm going to audition for the Canadian one.
You might have some
We
competition.
might have some competition. We're gonna do it too.
Please, you guys are boring on camera.
Well, they're certainly not the attractive ones. So you are ridiculous. So you know the premise. We're not going to bore with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The reason we brought this up is at my cabin this weekend. We found out it was.
We vote
We're
to
voting you out.
Bye,
The point is,
Bobby.
every gay guy I know, sans you apparently,
Yeah.
is watching the show, and it's this weird cult thing. Like I never used to watch it, but it's
Yeah.
getting really interesting. And
You know what?
lies and
I
cheating.
thought it was a
and-
really cult thing, and then I was at our friends this weekend, and everybody was talking about how season 6 was the best, and I was like, what? when did everybody watch Big Brother
think-
and I didn't know it? I had no clue.
I mean,
second.
let's just call a spade a spade. The reason gays love it is because it is gay life.
And-
Like it's
yeah.
itchy, it's
Backstabbing.
backstabbing,
It's gonna come
it's
up.
gossipy. That's the only reason.
Everyone knows you slept with that guy.
Yeah, so that's why they love it. So
And there's a couple of cute guys on it.
There are, yeah.
Not many left. I think there's Shane. I wouldn't say anyone else.
The three
Shane's
cute
cute.
guys.
Shane's cute and
Shane,
dumb.
Dan, and
Don't
Frank.
say Frank. Frank is not cute.
Frank is not cute. Thank you.
Frank is cute,
I
and
had
Frank
this
has the best.
discussion on the
Frank has the
weekend.
best body on the show.
I don't care. The guy looks like a
Monster.
freaking
He looks like the
monster,
scarecrow turned
yes.
into a real person.
Okay.
Yes, he
Yeah.
looks like a scarecrow, exactly.
But it's an interesting show.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, we still like it.
We're watching it.
Okay.
fierce.
And then you had something that you wanted to ask us.
Oh, so speaking of I thought this would work easier if you'd watch the goddamn show, but you don't.
Surprise!
I had the question of thinking back to when we were kids and probably not out around 10, 13, 15. I realize you came out screaming, but the rest of us took our time screaming it. But what show or movie or songs or albums did you used to go to as your secret gay oasis that you could gay yourself up in your room or something like that?
I was obsessed with Shirley Temple movies when I was a child.
I was not expecting that.
I mean, you were around in the
Heidi.
50s when
Like
they came
Heidi,
out.
yeah.
Wow.
I was obsessed with them. I had the little VHSs lined up and everything. I just thought of that. I can't even believe I said that.
Did your parents know you were watching that?
Oh yeah, they just thought it was like another Disney thing, but I mean, that's pretty gay.
That's really
That's
gay.
pretty gay. Yeah.
And weird gay. That's not normal gay.
Yeah, that's creepy. Like,
That's like
toddlers and tiaras nonsense.
Well, I was basically a toddler myself.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
I,
Is
don't,
that you?
I can't really remember anything because everything I did was so girly. I used to.
toys. What did you play?
Well, I used to have Barbies, and I used to have. I mean, I was obsessed with Sailor Moon. Still am. But I don't really have anything that I hid away, right? Like
Yeah.
I
was
never
all pretty
played
out there.
sports. I always hung out with my girl.
So everyone always knew is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
pretty much.
Well, I grew up in a small town, so I was always hiding anything that would remotely make me look gay at all. So I had I can think of one specifically. I had 3 different albums of Backstreet Boys that I would hide in my drawer. So if people were coming over, I'd have to make sure that they were there. And I remember one time my friends Stephanie and Rosalind actually somehow found them, and they're like, "Why are these in here?" And I don't even remember what I said. I was like, "Oh, those are for my friend. They left them here."
It's like
and I don't
drugs.
find
It's
that-
like
that
I'm just
to
holding
me-
them for a friend.
Yeah, that to me is not weird. I had all those albums. I had all.
I was just so paranoid that if I had a
next
Backstreet
year
Boys
on.
album, then they would be like, "Oh, you're gay," because you're gay. Okay, what about you?
I used to watch Oz. And and I probably still write this article about this, is my impression is, and maybe it's just for me, my first gay sex introduction. I wonder if that shapes how we grow up to be. And I know a lot of people saw Queer as Folk and they think that's what gay life is, and that sticks with them.
Yeah.
Mine is hard rape, beating up people's teeth kind of crazy stuff. So for some reason
it
that
explains a
sticks
lot,
to my
Adam.
mind.
Oh my God, okay,
so
so
that
that's
was
a lot.
my secret Showtime shit.
That reminds me of something else. You remember Columbia House, where people would
Yeah,
you'd
yeah.
order movies
Yeah,
and
of course.
CDs from? I remember ordering Threesome, that movie Threesome, with the 2 guys and the 1 girl, and that was probably my first gay thing that I ever saw, and so.
And every relationship
I just realized where you were going with
has been in
this.
threesomes. That's telling.
Anyway.
See?
I'm soups uncomfortable right now.
Your soup's uncomfortable right now.
But going back to what you said about seeing gay, you saw Oz, and that kind of was your first exposure to
Gay
homosexual
interactions.
intercourse.
Yeah.
And now let's go back to Ryan Murphy real quick, and he's showing all these awful stereotypes of gays. What are the kids gonna grow up to be?
Well,
you know what I
trust me,
mean? If that has such an impact on them, I feel so bad.
And you know what? I'm probably get yelled at for saying this, but I see 18-year-olds who are in their own walking down the street just wearing the most heinous outfits, and just because they think it's cool to wear, I don't know, socks as neck warmers and belts that
I
are
don't
made
care
out of
about that kind of
shoelaces.
thing,
You
honestly.
wear that stuff. Yeah. I think it's ridiculous. No, there's people are going out there, and I wonder if it's all Kirk's fault or something, or however you want to put it.
I hate that character.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're gonna wrap it up. Gay news. I think we should talk about
Pride
all
a
the
little bit.
prides because we didn't really. We touched on it through June and July, and
Yeah.
we haven't really delved into it. So we talked about Seattle.
Yeah.
Patrick
And
lost his wallet.
Patrick lost his wallet. How was Vancouver for you? How was Vancouver Pride? For
Vancouver was fun. It was fun. I mean, last year was really fun, and I loved Pride last year, so I think it was a hard act to follow, but I mean, I had a great time.
The one thing I don't like, or I didn't like, is the street party with all the caged in things and then
Oh, I
the
never go to
lineups
that.
everywhere.
I never
Well,
go
I
to
was
that.
there for like 2 seconds and then I left. But I just think that's just, I don't know.
It's so disorganized.
And same with the Sunset Beach. It's like
I don't go to that.
everyone lines up for probably an hour or
For the
2
beer
hours,
garden,
and you
yeah.
try to get into this small section of beach when they could have just expanded it. And like I left and I went to a tea dance instead as well.
Well, that's
So-
all like permits and stuff
Yeah.
and everything.
I got there early. I had a great time.
Well, there you go.
How did your events go?
Oh, mine were fine. I mean, it was such a busy. That's my busiest weekend of the year, and I scaled it down. I only did 2 shows this year, but they were really great, and
Yeah, it was fun.
yeah, I had such a great time.
I'm sure it was great. And how was Calgary?
Oh, I just came back from Calgary too. Calgary Pride was really fun. Calgary Pride is my second favorite Pride after ours. Yeah. Last year I did 5, and Calgary was one of them, and I had so much fun. I probably has to do with the people that are there, and I have so many friends that are there, so they just make it so good. But like I've done Edmonton and Toronto and San Francisco and
Yeah.
Victoria and Vancouver, but like Calgary and Vancouver are my top 2.
Can't believe Victoria didn't make the top list.
You know what? I went to Victoria this year and it was great. It was like Victoria Pride is everybody on a grassy knoll drinking beer and like dancing with no shoes on. It's really fun. Like I feel like that's Pride at its core.
That was
before it gets
pre-paparazzi
like
drama.
before it gets
Money crazy glitz.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
picture you getting off the plane with your suitcase and then your fan comes out.
Oh, yeah, I forgot my fan when I went to a Pride. Oh my god, it was a nightmare. I didn't know what to do, but that's okay. But
I like Vancouver. Actually, I usually do a bunch. I think we did 3, if not 4 last year, but I just stayed in town for that. And I had the best time at parties where I knew my friends were going to be at.
Yeah.
There was some rooftop party, which unless you knew people here, you wouldn't have known about. There was
Yeah.
the tea dance that we went to that was great at some random restaurant.
House,
Whatever. Yeah. And then the bear party, which I save up all year round for and had an awesome time at. So
Good.
And no one else goes to it except for me.
Well, that's because I have a show at the same time. Thanks for your support, Adam.
I like the smelly bears. What can I say?
Well, I think we can all agree we had a great time with the Pride season, with
Yes.
summer. I think the next time you guys see
Successful.
us, we might be wearing sweaters, so we'll have to
Bundle up.
Yeah, bundle up. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
So,
All right. So you're gonna probably be wearing that neon ugly sweater that I was talking about.
no, I'm not buying that.
I'm almost yelled out why. That's